What's up, everybody? I'm finally back and here to show you my new PolarStar rig. I finally got it set up. I wasn't completely satisfied with what I had before, and I felt like I needed something that was specifically tailored to this gun. I couldn't keep trying to use my Wasatch as something universal. So I finally got this all set up, and I am very eager to get to use it in a game. But anyway, to get started, I'll show you the gun, and after I show you everything in the standing view, then I'm going to take it off and I'll show you up close what I've done to it. As for the gun, everything is pretty much the same with the gun except for the addition of a Madbull RAS fix, which stiffens up your gun. It locks your rail system with the receiver, so there's no wobble at all. Not that there really was any before, but since this threads on to the nut, it could turn a little bit sometimes, so that just completely eliminates that. So I'll take the gun off of here and set it down and show you the rest of this rig. So what I was holding the gun on is my Magpul MS2 sling. I have the sling run through the shoulder pad so that it puts the weight of the gun on the sling into my rig rather than having the sling digging into my neck, and that makes it a lot more comfortable. And this rig that I'm wearing, this plate carrier, it's made by Rothco. It's just called Rothco Adjustable Plate Carrier. I think I got it for about 60 or 70 bucks, and it does everything I need it to do. So on the chest here I have my KWA USP in a circle holster on a strike platform mounted at an angle, so I can pull that out very easily right from my chest. I have my admin pouch with my call sign on it and my American flag. Airsoft Innovations gas can for refilling gas mags in-game if I need to. 2 spare magazines for my USP. And on my left side, underneath my left arm, because that is what I will be reloading with most likely, I have 2 fast mags with 2 300-round King Arms high-capacity P magazines. And they just go in and out of the fast mags very easily, but not so easily that they would fall out just from regular gameplay, from running around or anything like that. So I really like that I can just pull them out really fast and put it right into a gun and keep going. And I have my dump pouch right there as well. So when you're reloading, pull a magazine out from the gun, drop it in the dump pouch, your hand's already right there to grab a magazine from one of the fast mags. And then, probably the most important thing that I put on this rig to tailor it to my PolarStar is that I finally got a pouch to hold my HPA tank. I'd wanted to get a map pouch, or a map pack, a modular assault pack, but I decided I didn't need a pack that big because it's just for the tank, so I got a HPA tank specific pouch, which is actually sold at a lot of paintball sites. It's for holding HPA tanks. The top of the tank sticks out of the top of it. It attaches straight to the molly webbing. I can put my regulator on and run my line underneath my arm. And right here I have a little carabiner where I just stick the line and it holds it there. So when I detach it from the gun, the line isn't just flying around behind me. So now I guess I'll take it off and I'll show you guys a close-up view. Actually, one more thing. It's not really making this PolarStar specific, but I still have my drop leg holster here, so 2 pistols, and in my drop leg holster I'm carrying my new KWA 226. This is a SIG 226. It's the M226 PTP, so that they don't have the SIG licensing. But this is my 226. I just got it recently, and I love this gun. And I have my Nebo Protec light mounted on it. Goes in and out of the holster pretty easily. So now I'm going to take this stuff off and I'll show it to you up close. I'll show you all the things that I did and how I made this plate carrier. One more thing, I almost forgot to show you my favorite part about these kind of rigs. Well, actually I don't really need to take the gun out. But anyway, is the way that you take it off and put it back on. It's so easy and it makes it very comfortable because you can adjust the tightness easily because it's all Velcro. But nothing slips or peels away or loosens up while you're playing or anything. It's all very snug. Lift up this front panel and pull away the side. You got a clip right there, and now it's open. So I just take the sling off. The sling stays on because it's inside my shoulder pad. You pull it off. And now it's off and it stays stiff, and I can just leave everything on there and set it aside, pick it up and put it on when I'm ready to. So that's pretty awesome. Alright, so here's the rig and the gun a little closer up. I'll show you the gun up close first, what I've changed from the gun since the last time I made a video about it. So the only thing on the outside that's different is this Madbull RAS fix right here, and that's a riser mount that goes between the receiver and the rail system. And that's it for that. Inside, I have now, you can see that little bit of blue in there. That is a, what is that, a ProWin. That's a ProWin CNC hop-up chamber. And I also replaced my barrel with a Prometheus 6.03 type bore barrel, stainless steel type bore barrel. I got those from eHobby Asia. They were not cheap, but it was a vast improvement over the stock barrel and stock hop-up. And it fixed my air seal issue, because I found out, let me actually break this down so I could show you. I found out that the reason I was getting such a low velocity with a regular or even high PSI was because I was losing air at the hop-up. So the hop-up needs to be just like on your gearbox. The hop-up, let me focus on this. The hop-up has a ring in it that goes right around the nozzle on your gearbox or on your fusion engine, and it needs to be pressed in there and seated well so that the nozzle will just move independently. What was happening with mine was the fusion engine, I guess the dimensions are a little bit different than my original G&G gearbox, and so the hop-up was pressed up against there, but only loosely. So when I would shoot, as the nozzle would go back and forth, the hop-up would rattle a little bit, and there was a little bit of space there, so you could tell that the nozzle was not properly seated in the hop-up, and so it was loading BBs and shooting them, but I was losing air. So what I did when I replaced my hop-up with the ProWin CNC hop-up, which I will take out and show you right now. So this is my new ProWin CNC hop-up chamber. It's got a nice easy hop-up adjustment right there, and it's all one piece of metal, CNC'd aluminum. It's very heavy duty, and it works great. I love it. But anyway, most hop-ups will come with a spring like this, or they will have a screw in them right here, and that pushes up against a block on the inside of your receiver. And what the reason they have springs and screws is because if it has a spring, the spring is pushing it up against your gearbox or fusion engine in this case to make it seat properly. If you have a screw, that's an even better connection because you can just back the screw out and just keep trying it, trial and error, back the screw out, put it in, and see what kind of seal you get until you have it pushed up against your gearbox as snugly as possible without damaging anything. So the screw that came with this was a little too short, but I found another machine screw and put it in there and snapped the head off of it, and now it is a perfect fit, and it's pressed up against there nicely, and I don't lose any air, and I get about 320 to 330 feet per second at 80 psi with a 0.2 gram BB. And I put the spring on here anyway. The spring is not really necessary because it gets compressed all the way down to the screw, but I leave it on there anyway. So this is a ProWin CNC aluminum hop-up chamber. If you're looking for a new hop-up, if you have the money, I would definitely suggest getting one. I think it was like 45 bucks or something like that, which is, it's not really that expensive, but it's not cheap either, but it's definitely worth it. And the barrel is a Prometheus 6.03 stainless steel barrel, and this barrel is just incredible. The accuracy I got out of this immediately after putting these two components together in my gun, I mean, there's really nothing to say about it other than that it was just incredible. So moving on to the rig, or moving back to the rig, I just want to show you some of the parts of this not so far away. So you see I've got the USP mounted on the chest with a Serpa holster. I don't think I mentioned this before, but I keep a little knife here because knives always come in handy. It's like one of the best tools you could ever keep on you. So I keep a knife in there. It just goes into the MOLLE webbing. I use it for all kinds of different things. I have my gas can here, 2 spare magazines for the USP. Have my fast mags mounted to the MOLLE on the side panels of this vest. My Magpul MS2 sling stays on the rig when I take it off. This is how I usually pack it up. When I'm done using it, I just take it off, I close it up, I leave the sling on there, and then I just stuff a pillow inside it so I can set it down like this and it doesn't fall over. And here is my tank on the back inside a black Molly pouch that's for an HPA tank, with the flexi line coming around to the front and being caught in this carabiner right here. I do have some concerns. I haven't used this rig in a game yet, but I hope to pretty soon. I do have some concerns about my regulator getting shot. That is the advantage of using a pack rather than just using a pouch, because the regulator and everything does stick out of the top. But we'll see how it goes after I play a couple games with it and see if I'm still worried about it. And if I am, then I might switch to something else. I might get a map pack, or I might just find something to cover this, because I don't want to get my gauges to get shot out. But I think it'll probably be okay. One more thing I wanted to show you about this vest is a modification I had to make to it when I bought it, because as with most airsoft gear, I've found most of the tactical gear that I've ever had to buy, usually it's stuff that's made for airsoft, and a lot of it is like, one size fits all, and it's almost always too big. And I'm not necessarily a skinny guy. I am not a skinny guy by any means. So, but everything is always way too big for me, and I always have to modify stuff to make it fit me comfortably. So what I did with this when I got it, it was too big for me. This vest has two panels. It has a front and a back panel that are connected by shoulder straps, and then it has a cummerbund that goes through, and it slides into this sleeve right here. And it's just connected at the back with bungees. And so it's made to stretch, but you can never get a vest as tight as you really want it when it just keeps stretching, when it's got elastic in it. And I didn't like that, and even with trying to make it as tight as possible, it was always just hanging loose. So I would have to, it has buckles on the inside where you can make the front and back tight, but then the cummerbund is loose around your sides. So what I did was I just went to Home Depot. You can get these at Home Depot or probably any hardware store, and these are chain links that have a nut to close them. You screw them closed. These are screw closer chain links, they're called. And these are, I don't remember what size these are, but they were just the right size for the Molly, so I bought a few of them. And I put them inside the Molly webbing on the back of the vest and on the side of the cummerbund, in the same spot on both sides, on all three rows. And so now, when I tighten it, I can tighten it up really snug, and all that force is going into the Molly webbing on the sides here, and I've got that on both sides. And that helps me, that makes it so that it fits me. I can actually make it fit me snugly, and it goes into the Velcro on the front just the right amount to not waste any Molly space. So that worked out pretty well for me. So there's an idea for anyone if you have a vest like this and you're wondering how you can adjust the size to make it fit you better. That was my solution. I'd be open to hearing anyone else's suggestions.